Hello everyone, my name is Eliya and I am an online coach here in Houston. I am at Roman Empire Gym and we are about to do a killer quad and hamstring day, so we're just gonna get right to it. All right, so we are doing adductors first. I like to do these just to get some blood flow before we get into our heavy compounds, because usually I get knee problems if I just jump straight into squats or something like that. So we're just gonna do 3 sets, really warm it up, and then we'll get into it. A lot of people, the mistake that they make is like they're pressing down with their feet so hard that they're literally not even feeling their adductors work. Like I can feel them so hard. I could literally lift my feet up and have it only be my inner thighs pressing on that pad. If you have like a wider machine, you can literally stick your legs out in the air, no pressing through the ground at all. I usually do like anywhere from 10 to 15 reps. Like higher reps on these first ones, I'm really just trying to get blood moving. Like when we go on to our heavier movements like pendulum squat, leg press, those will be like a lower rep range just because I want to go heavy. I'm not trying to be there doing 20 reps of like half a plate. I'm trying to go like real heavy, build these quads. But these are just our little accessory warm-ups. But on the other hand, you do want to treat your accessories as real exercises. Like if you're not training these till failure, you're not going to be pushing yourself and growing. So like you want a balanced physique, you need your inner thighs. You're going to have a weird like skinny thigh if you don't do these. So there's such a difference between training and lifting. Training has intent and purpose. Lifting is just you go in there, weight goes from point A to point B. Lifting is like very intentional, and that's what I like to do. On your last rep, you don't want to just like, okay, you've made it out, and then you just let it swing down. Controlling the eccentric is really where you're going to build the muscle, especially on that last rep. You want to slow it down, let it burn. If you're going too fast, you're rushing it, you're taking the tension off of the muscle. So keep the tension on the muscle the entire exercise. Now, we're gonna do hamstring curls. I also like to do those before we do any kind of heavy squat, leg press, anything like that, because sometimes my right knee will act up, and I find that when I jump straight into these heavy compounds, I can't lift as much as I want to. This is not like a pre-exhaust thing. This is not because my hamstrings are lacking. It really is like lying hamstring curl or seated hamstring curl is a really good warm up for your main compounds, but also, again, that doesn't mean that I'm treating this like a fluff exercise and I'm not training hard. Hamstring curls will still be taken to failure. Now that I'm doing my own programming, last time I was here, I had a different program given to me by a different coach, and I was doing a lot of rest pauses. I think we did FST 7 leg extensions last time. We did 7 sets of 10. I'm doing my own programming now. I'm keeping it simple. It's more like either 2 top sets and a back off, or like 3 consistent top sets, something like that. So we're not going to be in the gym forever. We're doing, you know, the important movements, but we're not just going everywhere and staying in the gym for 2 hours. Like if you're spending so long in the gym, but you're not being intentional during that time, it's kind of just, again, a waste of time. I'm also a big believer in feeder sets because, again, if you're not doing feeder sets, you could wildly underestimate or overestimate how strong you are in a machine, especially if it's a gym that it's not your like home gym or whatever. So I'm going to do a few sets of like maybe 3 reps, just see how it's feeling. And then that'll gauge kind of what weight my top set needs to be. Because again, I don't want to put my top set at like 140 and then I go to do it and it's 3 reps. That's a waste of a set. And then my actual top set's going to be not as strong as it could have been. Or if I do my top set at 70 and I could actually do 30 reps at that, that's also a waste. So we're going to do like maybe 1-2 feeder sets, just see how the weight's feeling, and then we'll kind of gauge what our top set needs to be. But usually I go for like 2 top sets of around 8 to 12 reps, maybe 8 to 10, and then 1 back off of like 12 to 15. That's my kind of typical training ranges. Some people like to do 6 to 8. I'm not really about that. I like to train more reps than that. That's more of like a powerlifting range almost. So that's kind of my preference. There's so many different ways that you can train, and there's not really one right answer. Like for hypertrophy, there's a range. So anywhere in that kind of range, it's like you're going to build muscle. So at that point, it kind of comes down to preference, how much time you have, what you personally grow best at. I've been training for now like 4 or 5 years. I've really found what works best for me. I've been able to put on a lot of muscle, so clearly like this strategy works for me. But I wouldn't get bogged down in the like reading the papers and like, oh, they said it has to be a 45-degree angle. Like at some point you just got to get in there and lift heavy. That's my biggest pet peeve is like when I'm at the gym and I see people on their phone mid-set. You're like doing leg extensions or you're like scrolling through Instagram. What are you doing? You can't be off your phone for an hour a day. Like I have my log book where I'm writing down how much weight I'm doing so that I ensure that I am progressive overloading throughout the weeks. But that's kind of the only time I'm on my phone when I'm at the gym. Like I'm there to track my weights, maybe change the song if I'm, you know, using my headphones at the moment, but I'm not scrolling. No scrolling at the gym. That's not intentional. Okay. Time for pendulum squat. Oh goodness. I got my pump in liquid glycerol. Liquid glycerol has been my go-to in the off season because it's carbs. And so first of all, it helps you keep your energy throughout the workout. Second of all, it helps with the pump. And who doesn't love a good pump? So I take just 1 tablespoon of the EVP AQ by Evogen, and it has liquid glycerol, which is 10 carb, 45 calories. So not bad, and it really helps with the pump, so I love it. Okay, time to get my belt and my knee sleeves, oh God. So again, I do feeder sets. I'm not just gonna jump on here with a plate and a half or 2 plates. That would be insane behavior. I like to do nothing, then half a plate, then a plate, and then usually my top set has been around a plate and a half. I might add a little something on there today, see if we can go up, but definitely at least 2 feeder sets to just see how the weight's feeling. One thing that you wanna make sure of when you're doing any kind of squatting, leg press, is that you are getting full range of motion. The more knee over toe flexion that you're getting, the more quad engagement you're getting. But a thing that I see some people do is, so for quad bias, you're going to move your feet down further on the platform. But a lot of people have really bad ankle mobility. And so when they do that, they move their feet really low. Then as they're getting the proper range of motion, their foot comes up off the platform. If your foot is coming up, that means that you don't have the mobility to be putting your feet there. So you should move your feet up a little bit. It's okay to have it higher. You don't want your ankles and your heels coming up when you're doing that. So I have actually pretty good ankle mobility, like weird flex. I don't really do anything for that, but I'm able to put my feet pretty low to get that knee over toe without my heel coming up. But if my heel was coming up, I'd probably place it kind of more middle. You're still gonna be working your quads. Make sure you're going really slow on the way down and then explosive on the way up. If you're rushing through it and just letting momentum take you down, again, tension's not on your quads. You're letting go of possible muscle gains. So go very slow and controlled on the way down, explode on the way up. If you guys aren't tracking your weights, how would you know? Like you might try to guess and remember, but is your memory really that good? Because mine's definitely not. So I have my little training log right here. So I'm gonna go back and I go to day 5 for full lower pendulum. Oh, I got 1.5 for 12. My bad. See, I didn't remember. If I didn't have my logbook, I wouldn't actually know. So, but I did hit 12, which is the upper range that I was shooting for. So again, when you hit that top range, if let's say my range is 8 to 12 and you hit the top of that, that is a ring, 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 alarm bell in your head, progressive overload. Now it's time to go up to the next weight. And then you're probably gonna be at that bottom range of reps that you want, but that's okay. Week by week, you're gonna work it up until again, you gotta reset and go up the weight. So I'm upping the weight. I'll probably only get 8, and that's okay. Next week, hopefully I'll get 9, maybe 10. So that's how it goes with progressive overload. But we're gonna shoot for at least 8, hopefully 9, maybe 10 if we're feeling real crazy. But let's get to it. I thought I had that, but it's okay. This is why we do machine squat, so that you can fail safely. If you do a barbell squat, even sometimes Smith machine squat, it's harder to re-rack, fail safely without hurting your back. This is okay. All I have to do, take the weight off, move it up, it'll be okay. But I got 8.5, so that was what we wanted. I feel like a lot of people are scared of other people looking at them failing and being like judging. Bro, if someone's judging you for hitting failure, like they should probably first focus on their own stuff and second, train harder. I would never judge someone for failing a set. Like that's how you know that they're actually trying in the gym. Same with like I think with a lot of women, they're really nervous about like grunting in the gym, making ugly faces. Bro, if you look at my training footage, it's like double chin central. My face is like red. It looks like a vein's about to burst. Like, but then they're like, drop the routine. How'd you get those legs? It's not pretty. Let me tell you, it's not pretty. But I really don't care. Like, I don't care if I'm in the gym grunting like a man. A friend of mine, she has like a saying. It's like, what is it? Like, look hot, lift ugly or something. Lift ugly, look hot, something like that. Which is like, yeah, exactly. Like, if you're lifting pretty, you're not getting the results you want. And that was like my biggest fear with training till failure in the beginning. And then I started dating a bodybuilder and my boyfriend trained really hard. And I was like, oh, that's why he's big. Like, shoot, I should start that. We dropped the 10 for the 5. So hoping that we can get at least 8 with this. If not, if I hit 7, you know, again, not the end of the world. Like 6 reps and up, I'm really not mad about it. But again, I'd rather try for the heavier stuff than do too easy and get like 20 reps of pendulum squat. But yeah, we're taking a nice long rest in between sets. I like to do 2 to 3 minutes for my compounds because it's just cardio. If you're not like, you don't need to rush through your sets like that. If it's an accessory movement, like let's say leg extension, my adductors, like you only need really 45 seconds to like a minute and a half max to rest. I usually do 45 seconds to a minute, but on heavy things like these, it's really about muscle growth, so we're not speeding through them. Your quads need a second to recover, so does your heart rate. That was 12. So, as an example of progressive overload, last week I did a plate and a 10 for 11. This week, plate and 15 for 12. It's not always going to be huge PRs, but the little differences, they add up huge in the long term. So I'm going to catch my breath. And then we have another compound. And I have no one to blame but myself because I wrote this program. So it's like masochistic, but we got leg press next. And that's how you're gonna grow your legs, ladies and gents. I got into lifting before I even knew that bodybuilding was a sport. I literally had no idea it existed. Like, my boyfriend showed me a picture of like C-Bomb and I'd never heard of him. I'd never seen any of that. So I just loved to train. And like I did the shows, I did 2 shows. And maybe like, I'm not against doing another show. It's more so just if the conditions of me doing a show are such that I don't like it, I'm not doing it. It's not worth it to me. Like there are people who, they will sacrifice anything for the cost of a pro card. Like they want to be an Olympian so bad. This is their dream since whatever age. It wasn't my dream. My dream is to have a cool physique. Like I'm just like building my physique. And if eventually like it lines up so that I'm training and like, oh my goodness, you have such ginormous legs. You have to, and I'm cutting already and I'm looking shredded. Like just jump into a prep, do 4 more weeks. Sure, I'm not against it. Competing is amazing. I love coaching. I love watching shows. Going to shows is so much fun. My boyfriend still competes. Yeah, and I'm not against doing it, but it's more so like if what I'm already doing aligns with that, that's great, but I'm not going to switch everything to veer it to make more sense. if that makes sense. I like training hard. I like training with competitors. That's super fun. They always push me because they train really hard. So I love training with my girlies who bodybuild. And I still consider myself a bodybuilder. I live the lifestyle. I track every gram of food. I train really hard. I do my cardio, eat, drink water, supplement, sleep, all those things. But I might not be a competitive bodybuilder. We'll just see. We'll see. I'm not closing any door. As you go through your workout, you should probably need to do less and less warm-up sets as you get to the end. Like, my legs are warm. No mistaking it. My legs are real warm after that pendulum. So I don't need to do a million sets. These are more really, again, just to feel how the weight's feeling. 2 plates felt easy. I know that last week I did a lot of reps with 3 plates and 10. So I don't need to test out how 3 plates feels. I know it feels good. So we're going to do 3 sets of this. Probably 2 top and a back off, but it might just be 3 straight sets. We'll again see how the weight's feeling. But we go for as many as we can. That's really always how it goes. It's not like if an influencer or a gym person would say like, okay, you're doing 3 sets of 8 to 10. I pick a random weight. Once I hit 10, boom, put the weight down. Even if I was nowhere near failure. I just was like, okay, I did my 10 reps. Boom, done. Muscle growth. No, you need to pick a weight that is actually making you hit failure in those ranges. So if you're not failing in those ranges, that means you need to go up in weight. We don't just pick a set number of like, okay, this set I'm gonna do 12. Exactly when I hit 12, even if my muscles are completely fresh, I'm gonna stop. That's not how it goes. If you wanna actually build muscle. If you just wanna go in there and have fun, like do whatever you want. No one's stopping you. But yeah, we're going for failure here. So 3.5 plates, we'll see how much we can do. Started working with a coach for the first time. He wanted me to send him training videos, and it wasn't like sending him videos and getting form feedback was great, but it was literally the act of filming myself knowing that it was getting sent to my coach helped me push myself, because I was like, I never ever want my coach to watch back a video that I sent and be like, you could have done more. You had more reps in you, or you could have done more weight. Like that, to me, was the most mortifying thought in my head. So that really taught me how to train hard, because I was like, I do really well with the coach, which is interesting that I'm self-coaching right now. But I am filming my videos for myself to watch back. But growing up being an athlete, I did swimming, soccer. I always did well when like we were doing team sprints and like my coaches were watching to see who was the fastest, or like in swimming, we were doing time trials and like I was racing against myself and my teammates. Like I always do well with that kind of oversight. So having videos that I was sending to my coach, I really wanted to do well to like impress him, not let him down basically. So that was something that really helped me out, was learning how to train till failure and watching my own videos back and being like, I had more. The worst feeling is looking back knowing that you could have done more, or thinking that you could have done more. You want to walk away from every single session knowing that like you did the most that you could have done, so that at the end of the day, like you step on stage or it's the end of your coaching period or whatever it is, knowing that like I did my best. That's all. I left everything out on the field. So that's why we're going to leave everything out during this set. I can't drink more or else I'm going to throw up. So I wish I could. But if you drink too much during leg day and then you go hit a crazy set, like odds are you're going to the trash can. So don't want that to happen, because I'm severely afraid of throw up. Like really so scared. That's my #1 fear. Fun fact. The settings are different resistance profiles. It's like a prime machine. It's drive. I think they're designed by like the same people, or yeah. So 1 just means it's smooth. It's not like resisting really hard on the way up or on the way down. It's just kind of smooth profile throughout. That's what I like. I like to control my own resistance. I mean, not super long workout. It was about an hour 15, hour 20. But again, it did what it needed to do. We did 2 heavy compounds. We did leg extension, leg curl, adduction. That's really all you need. Kind of all we have for today. Your quads, if you actually did this properly, should be like barely able to walk. Like I feel very tender. They're very pumped. Like when you train hard and you get a good pump, like you shouldn't be able to see any lines, any definitions. Like even though my legs are not this fat normally, they're like swollen with a pump. You can't see any like legs line definition, but they're swollen, they're pumped. It was a good workout for sure. Okay guys, that was it. We hit our leg day. We did a little bit of posing. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at the next one.